Oh yeah, Beyonce. Beyonce and the
Yeah.
Wakandafication of Africa, bro.
And the what? The what?
Wakandafication. I think that should be the term.
The Wakandafication, you said?
That is exactly what it is, man. Turning everything like we was kings and queens, man. It's like, bro, shut up, man. We were all
Yeah.
kings and queens, bro. Some of us were farmers, man.
Yeah, I know. It is a thing that people love to say, right? We were kings and queens. Yeah, it's true. But not everyone.
Honestly, man. But yeah, what did you watch Black is King?
So I just started watching it this morning. I got through like an hour of it. First thing I'll say, like an hour and a half.
I'm sorry.
So first thing I'll say, which is,
like, bro, this thing is dragging, man.
bro. So this is what I was gonna say in it. I'm not a fan of the hour and a half music video.
Bro,
I don't need to see it. Bro. I don't need to see an hour and a half with like some breaks from songs and then someone speaking like water is life. I'm just like, bro, come on, man. This was a steal.
There's a way to do a visual album where it doesn't feel like you're sitting down watching an hour and a half of music video. You know what I mean? Like you can make it entertaining. I don't know, like I mean,
visuals were good though. Visuals were good. Let me know. Yeah. I'm not gonna like it was very well done. It was well filmed and stuff. I was just like, could have been an hour shorter. You could have done half an hour.
Half an hour.
Yeah, that's the Kanye's runaway.
Yeah,
movie. That was good. That's a good length for a music.
45 minutes would be the sweet spot.
How long was Solange's one, by the way?
I didn't watch the whole thing.
So Solange had one. That's what I was kind of thinking, like, oh, did Beyonce just copy Solange? But then Beyonce also had one for her Lemonade one. So now I was like, okay, no, she didn't.
But I don't think I actually watched the whole Lemonade video because it was only on Tidal at the time, right?
I watched the whole Lemonade one. The Lemonade one was better than this one, in my opinion.
I saw. Yeah. I mean, I've seen like clips from the Lemonade one, but I haven't watched it front to back. But yeah, no, I think it was very well done. It dragged a little bit, but it was very well. It dragged a lot, but it was very well done. It was like visually appealing. Obviously, the music. I liked the album from last year anyway. Like I didn't realize so many people had an issue with the album itself. Like looking at sort of the response to the to Black is King, a lot of people
didn't like.
Sorry, you say?
They didn't like the music.
Yeah, a lot of people were like, they didn't really like the album this time last year, which I didn't know. Like, basically, I didn't get the memo that it's okay to criticize Beyonce online now. Like, I just try not to talk too much about Beyonce because her fans are
yeah. She's been getting some flack recently.
A lot of flack, and I'm happy though because I feel like no one should be beyond critique. You know what I mean? Like, she's not God, man. Like,
yeah. My main thing about the album last year, I just didn't like the interludes of the like actual movie.
Oh yeah.
It's just makes me feel like I'm watching a kid's film. So that was my thing. Is like I was listening to the album and it'd be like, bro, I'm hearing Lion King skits.
Yeah,
I'm not 12 anymore. I don't want to listen to Lion King skits because I used to have the Lion King like album of the musical.
Yeah, same.
That shit out, bro. Yeah, bro. There's some hard songs on that.
That was like my dad used to play it in the car. But my dad loved it. He's seen the Lion King because one of my cousins was actually in the musical.
Oh, swear! Yeah, whoa! All this talent in the family, you know, madness.
Some of it's gonna drip on me too, but anyway.
Kings in your bloodline, bro.
Yeah, we were kings and queens, bro. Kings and queens, man. But my dad loves the musical. Like, he must have seen it like 5-6 times now. And he always buys one of the CDs and used to play it in the car, like super loud and just be singing it. I'm like, right, man, I didn't even know this side of you, Dad. Like,
yeah. Nice. That the musical was hard. I watched it like 2-3 times.
Yeah.
And then I had the album when I was young. Used to blast that shit out. There were some really good songs on it.
The musical didn't have skits, you know. Now that I come to think of it.
yeah, the musical with like the CD. You didn't hear like halfway through. Like,
what you doing?
Kings in verse. Like, no.
But now, like, I heard a lot of people saying that they weren't really. So basically, the criticism I heard of the album is that it only features like West African artists, other than I think there's like one or two South African or Southern Africa. I don't know if they're actually from South Africa artists on there. Then everyone else on there is like West African I think they've got like one East African or something. And basically, people were criticizing it because, firstly, it doesn't represent all of Africa, and secondly, Lion King is like set in East Africa, so it should have more East African influences, I guess. That's the criticism I was seeing. But to be fair, I was like, Beyonce is not actually from Africa, right? So, or like, she's not an African artist. So, any connection she has, like, to musicians out there will be through labels, right? And the biggest labels are all in like South Africa or Nigeria and places like that. So, it kind of makes sense that those are the artists that would end up on a big, like, American produced album. I mean, I liked it personally. I thought it was good. The album.
I like the album, but the skits pissed me off a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think it was a bit long. Like I don't know if I've actually heard every track on the album. There were some songs on the feature length that I was listening to. I was like, I don't think I heard this song when I listened to the album last year.
Yeah. But now the actual Black is King itself, yeah. So before it came out, when they put out the trailer and everything, I kind of just rolled my eyes because I was like, they're doing it again, kind of thing. Like,
I didn't even see the trailer. I didn't even know it was going to come.
Like, the trailer, it just like the portrayal, the image of Africa that they put out, yeah. So basically, I think that when you look at the film, you have to look at it in two ways, because it's like, you look at it as like a work of art and a piece of like visual art and stuff, which I think you can't fault Beyoncé on that. Like, it was all very well done. It was all looked like visually appealing and everything. It was proper sick in that respect. And then the kind of like the political aspect of it, not to get too political of it, but like, I just think sometimes the messaging, or often the messaging that they put out, I feel like it's harmful because it doesn't paint a real depiction of Africa. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, from the trailer, and I think once I actually saw the film, it wasn't as bad as I thought, in the sense of it wasn't like solely focused on portraying Africa as this like utopia place with like everybody's royalty and all that stuff, yeah. But I just think it's just disingenuous because it's like, it doesn't portray Africa for what it is. And I was talking to my cousin about this because she lives in Ghana and stuff, and I asked her like what she thinks. She's like, yeah, I just don't get why they can't, like, some of us are just normal, man. Like, some of us are accountants, some of us are like, we're just normal people. We don't have to like look at us.
That's true, yeah. Yeah. See, that's true, but then the argument would go, right? Like, okay, people might contest this, right? A lot of life is kind of boring. Like, just from the outside looking in, like, it's kind of dull.
No, that's true.
Did you want her to make a music video about accountancy in Africa? Because it's not gonna bang. You know what I mean? Like, not gonna bang. That's the thing. Because I don't know, if you take, especially like music, even sometimes film, and use it to like, that forms your opinion, or that's the way you make your opinion about a place, probably you're going to be misled about certain things, because they're always focusing on like the like really like, I don't know, what's the way to say it? Can't even think of the way to say it. Like the most exciting or most extravagant, like,
the highlight, they'll show the highlight reel of
or poverty porn, which is a different thing, but that's
so there's that argument as well, is that, so previously the kind of perception of Africa has been this sort of like begging, like needing a handout kind of place that's like filled with poverty and stuff like that, which also is disingenuous because it's not the case. Like, obviously there is extreme poverty in Africa, but it's not everywhere, and it's by no means the like norm that everyone in Africa is like poverty stricken. So it's like, there was previously a very damaging kind of narrative associated with Africa, and now it's been shifted to, I guess what you would argue is like a more positive, a more positive narrative being painted. But I'm just like,
still extreme, right? That's what.
Firstly, it's still extreme, and secondly, I would debate. I mean, it's definitely more positive than showing everybody as being like poverty stricken. But I still don't think it's a positive thing to, especially in the sense of, because this is kind of put out with an African American audience in mind, or an American audience.
Yeah.
The people that will be listening back and be like, she's got someone there called Find Your Way Back. Yeah. Firstly, I say, where are you finding your way back to? Secondly, it's like she's speaking to African American audience. But if you're like trying to encourage them to reconnect with Africa and stuff, why not be more sincere in your representation of Africa rather than this sort of like Afrofuturistic like utopia that you paint? You know what I mean?
But don't you think that can like encourage people to go and learn about Africa?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, so, like I said, I was talking to my cousin, and she says she thinks it's weird because she thinks Americans look up to and look down on Africa at the same time. Like, they look up to Africa as somewhere like they see all the natural beauty and things like that, and they're like, oh, I want to reconnect and stuff, blah blah blah. Then at the same time, they look down on Africans themselves, like normal Africans living out there. Which I think is definitely true. I feel like it's one where like Americans just need to humble themselves, man. Like when they go to, it's like what I was saying with Ludacris when he went to Ghana and he's doing the Wakanda salute. Like, bro, just don't. You can come here and not be a prick. You know what I mean? Like,
well, the thing is, them guys don't have much like teaching or learning on Africa. I mean, they are kind of uneducated about it. No,
that's true. That's true. But then, don't you then when you come to learn about somewhere, come like with an open mind rather than, I'm not saying that they're not open-minded, but then come in and just like thinking, oh, I saw this in Black Panther, you guys must love it. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
there's a psychological aspect as well, though. Not to get like too deep into it, but I don't know. I feel like people sometimes in the Western world might see like Africa as like some beacon of hope, like a shining light, this sort of thing. So it's like, yo, this place has to be wonderful. Like, I don't want to see it as just a normal like place. You know what I'm saying? You have to. They want to see it as something that's out of this world that proves that like their heritage is better, like above everything that has happened to them in the Western world.
Yeah, no, that is definitely true. Especially because first, it gives them hope, something to aspire to, and also like I feel like a lot of the narrative of how Black people in general kind of form their identity is in response to white supremacy and like the kind of perception that's put out there. So like even the whole we was kings and queens thing, like they're saying that in response to the general narrative that we're poverty stricken or this and that. So like not in response to saying. So but I feel like, I don't know, I'm in two minds about like if like someone's forming their sense of self, like their identity, if they're doing it in response to a narrative painted about them, then how much is it like a genuine self-identity, if that makes sense? I don't know. I was
it's not completely genuine, right? But I mean, could be one step on the path, you know what I'm saying? Path to finding your true identity.
That's true. And I think, I don't know, obviously I'm speaking, like I said before, like I'm coming from a perspective of someone that like goes to Africa regularly, so and has been able to go regularly. So my perspective is very different to, and I'm sure even when I went back, I probably like for the very first time, I probably was like kind of in awe, saying, "Oh, I'm in the motherland," all this stuff, and then like the kind of, maybe you just have to wait for the novelty to wear off, and you realize that, oh no, this place is just like, it's a lovely place, but it's just like a normal place. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I think Beyonce definitely should like, the criticism is justified, because I think firstly when I found out that Black is King isn't even available in Africa, so it's like it's not even for.
Yeah, that's a different story, isn't it? Yeah, that's a different story.
Make a lot of money off this thing,
Yeah, is Beyonce the right person to be making this sort of
using Africa to push this narrative and stuff, but it's not even for Africans. So it's like I don't know. Maybe like it's to be expected. Like when you realize that it's not even for an African audience, then you can't really demand that they do Africa justice, because it's like Americans like to see this stuff, so we're gonna do it how Americans like to see it. But I don't know. I just feel like there's more. She should take some responsibility. There's more responsibility on her to make sure that it's not that you're not like disingenuous in the messaging that you're putting out. Do you know what I mean?
Agreed. She could be doing more. Is what you're saying to an
Yeah,
extent,
no,
right?
100%.
Like she should be doing more in
Yeah.
that position. This is kind of just like just for the, I don't know, not for the sake of it, but kind of like what's the word, like a drop in the ocean. Like it's not it's gonna sort of, I don't know, it might come and go, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It might not have any like lasting effects on people. It might not be like people see this and like, yo, let me find out more about Africa, let me do XYZ. It's just, okay, a moment of like enjoyment or a moment of feeling good about where your heritage is from, and then you move on and don't ever like act on that or see anything more.
I don't know as well, because I just feel like they're portraying an Africa that doesn't exist. So,
Yeah, that's yeah, they are doing that.
So it's like, how can you be proud of your heritage and then the heritage that you're getting is somewhere that doesn't exist and never did exist?
But aspects of it existed, right? Like it's not like none of that stuff.
It's not completely disingenuous, but like,
This saying it's not what you would see if you went to Africa. But
yeah, and then I feel like even back then, I don't feel like we were walking around and like streets paved with gold and stuff. It wasn't heaven, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's a normal place still. So, I don't know. And again, I can't really speak to the like African American experience, especially like because of if looking at sort of African American heritage and stuff. But like, you know that part in the film when she's like floating in the water and she's saying like, "Oh, I can feel my ancestors" and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
People love to talk about like your ancestors reaching you in the water and stuff. And again, maybe I'm out of like, maybe I can't really speak on that, but I don't know. Like everybody's ancestors is touching you from the sea, or like, I don't know. It just makes
no, but that's metaphorical though. That's metaphorical, no? That's just saying like, yo, I feel at home.
I don't know, man. They say it so much, and they just be floating in the water. That I'm thinking, like, what, they're tickling your toes in the. Nah, I don't really know what's going on, bro. Like,
listen, man. I don't know, because there's a similar thing in like that. There's a like autobiography of Obama where he went to Kenya, and I think he said something similar, but like it wasn't where he wasn't floating in water. Like he was just sitting on the ground somewhere in Kenya or something. I can't remember. It was like towards the end of the book.
Yeah.
Can't remember. But yeah, it's like people do often say that. But then I don't know, man. Then I do feel like if you went there for the first time, you would feel like some sort of way about.
Yeah, no, I think so.
You might feel a bit more connected to your ancestors.
Yeah, that is true. Maybe I'm being a bit cynical still, but like, yeah.
No, but I think you might be being cynical because Beyoncé is just a bit over the top with it. Like,
not only that, and I just
floated in the water,
like when you remember Beyonce's making a lot of money off this thing, yeah.
That's the other point, isn't it?
I'm like, fam, is she just trying to sell them a dream, like literally selling them a dream so that they can like rush back and then? Well, I don't even know what she's trying to get out of it, but like,
it might just be some money. Like this will sell well. This comes at a good time if you're wanting to make a film about Black pride and power.
It's true.
So that's why I say, mate, is it going to be just a drop in the ocean? Like everyone watches it, feels good for a moment, and then it's past, and then like, I don't know. It depends how accountable do you want to hold Beyonce? Like, should she be doing more than this? Because you could say this is not really gonna have a.
I don't know about should she be doing more. I'm not even saying like, when I say should she be doing more, I feel like not dropping more films or anything like that. I mean more like in this film itself, she should be doing more to be more what's the word? Representative and sincere in it, like including artists from across Africa, including even like, obviously this album was for the Lion King, yeah, but I heard that the Lion King story is actually like a Western story that they just set in Africa, basically. And there's like like African artists, African films, like you could have involved Africans in it, like people that live there. You could have involved them in it more, rather than just sort of getting them to play a bit part in what is effectively an American or a Western production, basically. So I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of tired I'm tired of African Americans, bro. I'm tired of them like um, this narrative, this like Wakanda forever thing. That they've kind of, Black Panther might have done like worse for us than it might have done more harm than good, man. In the long, when you think of it, because there's like a increased interest in Africa, but that they want to like make an American version of it.
Yeah.
Which I think, um, if the long term goal is it to encourage people to go back and reconnect with their roots and stuff, which we've seen with like Ghana doing the Year of Return and things like that, like they're trying to get people in the diaspora back to Africa, which I think is only a good thing, which I've said like at length before. But I think you there needs to be like a certain or an increased level of respect for like the culture that's already there, rather than trying to impose your own culture on it or make up some imaginary new culture that you want to that you expect to get once you reach there. And I feel like Beyonce's just helped, like she's just adding to that narrative of like that disingenuous narrative that I was talking about. You know what I mean?
I got you, bro.
Yeah.
It's a good point.